Hi, my name's Alison Emery from Move With Awareness, and today I'm going to show you a somatic movement called diagonal arch and curl. Now this movement is great for releasing the muscles on the diagonal, on the front of the body and the back of the body. It helps to coordinate the movement of the front and the back of the body, but on a diagonal. So in order to do this movement, first of all you need to lie on your back. And place your feet about hip width apart and put one hand under your head. I'm going to put the nearest one to the camera under my head, and this is going to support my head, but it's not really going to lift my head in when we curl up. And we're going to be focusing on the opposite hip. So this is what our intention is going to be, our opposite hip to shoulder. So just like when we do arch and flatten, we arch and we roll down in the centre between our knees, down to our feet, we roll through the centre. To do the diagonal arch and curl, we're going to roll off centre. So I'm going to roll into this hip. So I'm going to inhale and arch, but now my weight has shifted. So I've shifted my weight into this side hip. And then I'm slowly going to let my back, as I exhale, float down to the mat. Now I'm going to do that again, but the next time I do it, I'm going to push down my shoulder, this shoulder into the floor. So inhale and arch into this hip, and then I'm pushing down the opposite shoulder. And then as I exhale, I'm going to slowly release the muscles on the back which have contracted on a diagonal. I'm going to slowly let my back release as it floats back down to the floor. You might notice that your head presses into the floor. So let's just do one more. So inhale, arching into that diagonal. Notice my chin coming to my chest. My head's pressing a little bit into my hand, and then pushing down with my shoulder. And then as I exhale, I'm just slowly letting my back float down. Okay, so now we're going to do the next part. We're going to do the diagonal curl up. So we're going to do that on the out breath. So inhale to take a breath in to prepare. And then as you exhale, sink your belly, sink your back like you do before. Now bring your elbow in towards your head and lift your head, and then bring the opposite knee towards that elbow. And then as you inhale, slowly lower your head, lower your leg back down to the floor, and then let your elbow just float out. And then when you do this again, just notice the contraction on the diagonal. So inhale to prepare. As you exhale, sink your belly, bring your elbow in, and bring your knee towards your elbow and your elbow towards your knee. See if you can let your back release. This isn't about getting your knee and elbow to meet. And as you inhale, then just slowly lower your leg and head back down to the floor. And then repeat on the other side. So I'm going to put that arm down by my side. I'm going to bring my other hand up behind my head. I'm going to inhale and arch into this hip, and I'm going to push down in that shoulder. And I can sense that contraction on the diagonal. And then as I exhale, I'm going to slowly let my back float down to the floor. And then I'm going to inhale to prepare. And as I exhale, I'm going to bring my elbow in. I'm going to bring my opposite knee now. I can feel a contraction on the diagonal, and then as I inhale, I'm going to slowly lower my head, lower my foot. See if I can get my head and foot to touch at the same time, and then let my elbow just float out. I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to inhale and arch, pushing down my shoulder, so I'm rolling into this hip. And then exhale and let my back float down to the floor. Take a resting breath to make sure everything's released. And then inhale to prepare. And then as I exhale, I'm going to sink my belly, bring my elbow in, and bring my knee and elbow towards each other on the diagonal. And then as I inhale, I'm just going to slowly lower my head and lower my leg back down, do it as slowly as I can, and then let my elbow just float out. And then just pop your arms down by your side, slide your feet down long, and just completely relax.